The Fall of Poland, September to October 1939. The fall of Poland in 1939 is often described as the first brutal chapter of World War II, but the speed and intensity of the campaign still raise questions today. How did one nation collapse so quickly? Why did the Allies promise help but fail to deliver it in time? And how did the combined pressure of two massive powers crush a country that fought with extraordinary courage? To understand the story, we must step back into the moment the war erupted, September 1st, 1939. The day Germany launched an invasion Poland never expected would happen so suddenly or so violently. The spark. September 1st, 1939. Germany strikes first. At 4:45 in the morning, the German battleship Schleswig-Holstein opened fire on the Polish garrison at Westerplatte. Minutes later, German bombers roared through the sky, striking roads, railways, military bases, and civilian areas. This attack was not spontaneous. It was planned with precision under Adolf Hitler's strategy of blitzkrieg, lightning war. Blitzkrieg relied on overwhelming speed, tanks spearheading deep breakthroughs, aircraft crippling communications, and mechanized infantry moving so fast that defenders couldn't reorganize. For Poland, this meant the war started with chaos. The German plan aimed to encircle Polish forces before they could retreat or regroup. And while Poland fought bravely, the imbalance of technology, numbers, and preparation was devastating. Poland's difficult position before the war. Poland's army was brave but outdated. Many of its troops still relied on horses instead of trucks. Communications were slower. Defensive lines were stretched thin. Geography also worked against them. Poland was surrounded on multiple sides, making a coordinated defense nearly impossible. Yet Poland did not intend to surrender. They expected their allies, Britain and France, to attack Germany from the west, forcing Hitler to split his forces. But this attack never came in time. The phony war on the Western Front became one of the most painful betrayals in Polish memory. The Luftwaffe dominates the skies. One of the biggest factors in Poland's rapid collapse was German air superiority. The Luftwaffe destroyed Polish aircraft on the ground within days. This allowed German bombers to target supply routes, bridges, trains, and retreating columns at will. The skies belonged entirely to Germany. And when a nation loses the air, the ground quickly becomes a deadly trap. German armor breaks through. German panzer divisions cut through Polish defenses with alarming precision. The strategy aimed to fracture Poland into isolated pockets. Cities like Łódź, Krakow, and Poznan felt the impact early, as panzer spearheads moved faster than any European military had ever witnessed. Polish forces attempted counterattacks, but they lacked coordination and modern equipment. German tanks were supported by mobile artillery and constant aerial reconnaissance. Even when Polish units fought effectively, breakthroughs elsewhere forced withdrawals. The German message was simple: hit everywhere, never stop moving. Warsaw under siege. By mid-September, German forces encircled Warsaw. The capital became a symbol of Polish resistance. Despite relentless bombardment, both the Polish army and civilians refused to surrender immediately. Buildings collapsed, streets burned, supplies ran low. Yet the city held out until September 28th, longer than Hitler expected. The defense of Warsaw demonstrated Poland's determination, even when defeat became inevitable. The Soviet Union enters, a second front. As if Germany's pressure wasn't enough, Poland faced a second disaster. On September 17, 1939, the Soviet Union invaded from the east, claiming it was protecting Ukrainian and Belarusian minorities. In reality, this move was part of the secret Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact in which Germany and the USSR agreed to divide Poland between them. The Soviet invasion crushed any remaining hope Poland had of regrouping in the southeast. Polish soldiers now faced two giant armies from opposite directions, something no nation in Europe could withstand. The collapse, late September to early October. After the Soviet entry, German forces accelerated their operations. Polish soldiers still fought, especially in the southern regions, but strategic collapse was inevitable. Warsaw surrendered on September 28th. Modlin Fortress fell shortly after. Polish naval forces evacuated or scuttled their ships. The last major organized resistance, the Battle of Kock, ended on October 5, 1939. With this, Poland's military campaign officially ended. Why Poland fell so quickly? The real reasons. Poland's fall is sometimes misunderstood as a sign of weak defense, but the truth is more complex. Blitzkrieg was a new form of warfare that stunned the world. Germany had superior technology, tanks, radios, aircraft. Poland lacked modern industrial capacity. The Soviet Union invasion sealed Poland's fate. The Western Allies did not attack Germany, leaving Poland alone. Geography allowed Germany to attack from multiple sides. Poland was outmatched not in courage, but in logistics and political support. Polish resistance. The spirit didn't break. Even after occupation, the Polish resistance movement remained one of the strongest in Europe. Underground newspapers, sabotage missions, and secret schools kept the spirit of independence alive. This showed that a nation can fall militarily yet remain unbroken in identity. The significance of Poland's fall. The defeat of Poland wasn't just the first act of World War II. It demonstrated that Hitler's Germany had mastered a terrifying new model of warfare. It exposed how unprepared Europe was, and it showed the consequences of political hesitation, especially from nations that promised support but delayed action. The fall of Poland was the warning the world ignored until it was too late.